Hello, welcome to the Tuesday Tell All. This is Driver Interviews with Bobby Fazio, and it is Tuesday already. It's Tuesday, November 14th, right? November 14th, 2023. The year is pretty much over. We got one race left this weekend. It doesn't really count for any points. It's really just bragging rights, some money, and to go really, really fast because the air is going to be absolutely insane. But for all intents and purposes, the drag racing season is over. That's the Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series. That's the one that I compete in, stock and super stock. What we talk about on here is Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series. That's the Sportsman Series. The Nitro cars that you all love to go see at national events, that's the Camping World Series, and that has concluded as well. So we're just going to get into a little bit of the recap from this past weekend. Which took place in California, sunny SoCal, Pomona, California, at the Fairplex. Who's out there? Let's see what's going on. Walt Walker, there he is. Let's go, Walt. Happy Tuesday. Walt is always a loyal listener. Thank you, Walt. Pete Lanciers, there he is. How you doing, Pete? Pete, my heart hurts for you, Pete. It really does. I've been thinking about what you told me all day. It doesn't sit well with me. I feel bad. But what's cracking? Well, I'm about to get into the results, and there were a lot. There were some really. It's a shame I had to leave. It's a shame I had to leave that race after Friday because it really, one round of eliminations on Friday, and then the second round was on Saturday, and I wasn't there for it. And that's, of course, when there were like 3 heads-ups in stock. Championships were being decided. It was just, oh, God, it just figures. Nick Ryder's listening. How you doing, Nick? How you doing? Dennis Chapman. How are you, Dennis? Thanks for tuning in, as always, Scott Cat. Scott Cat, how are you? Thank you for joining us, as always. I really appreciate it. Tuning in from Mooresville, Tom Gent, and hopefully his son as well. All is well. Let's rock. Bruce Fulper, how you doing? Finally got to meet Bruce Fulper in person after all these years. Santi Grossi, hello. Happy 60th birthday to my brother, Jim Grossi. Is today his birthday? Wow, today is my mom's birthday as well. Happy birthday, Jim Grossi, turning 60. I look cold. I feel cold. I was used to that nice, sunny, hot weather out there, and then we came back here for some ridiculous reason. Great job. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys. I hope you all enjoyed that. Happy birthday, Jim Grossi. Oh, hello. My lovely wife is tuning in tonight. How are you doing? She helped me out in Pomona this week, so we had a great time out there. Checking in from the left coast. Hope you enjoyed our SoCal weather, and I really did, Tom. And thank you very much, Tom, for your support. Don Kennedy, how you doing? Thank you, Don. I appreciate that. There's Jim Grossi, the birthday boy. How you doing, Jim? I did a feature interview with Jim this weekend as well. So that's coming soon. Great piece on the Grossi Brothers. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw I did a live. I tried to do like what's called like a happy hour, the Drag Insights happy hour from the national event that I go to, where I just go live on Facebook and we just talk to whoever's around me. And it just so happened 3 Grossi brothers were around me, so that was easy enough. If I would have walked over a little bit further, I would have had 3 Emmons brothers, or 4 of them around me. So, but we went with the Grossi brothers this time. But anyways, super stock video I put up. I had so much content. I was trying to do stock and super stock, and it was like over an hour long. So I deleted all the stock from it and just did super stock. It's 40 minutes long. I invite you to check it out. It's on YouTube. Stock's coming out this week. I try to get them out as soon as possible because I know it gets a little stale afterwards. Like we already know what happened. So it's just not the same when you get it out after, but I just can't crank them out as I'm at the race. It's just too hard to edit, render, and upload and all that stuff. So it's not going to happen. But we'll get to a couple more comments in a little bit. Check out that super stock video. I want to get to my sponsors here, my own website, driverinterviews.com. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, please, if you could. We're almost at 3,800 subscribers. If you want shirts, stickers, hats, if you want to sponsor for next year. So 2024 is around the corner. So if you want to sponsor next year, go on the website and check out the package and let me know what you want to do. Donations are always welcome as well. I hate asking for those, but I always appreciate them when they come in. So it makes me feel very special. At Driver Interviews is my handle on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So if you want to find me on any one of those avenues, just type in @ Driver Interviews, all one word. Use hashtag The Car Show too. If you're on Instagram and Facebook, you should find a lot of the pictures that I've posted and a lot of pictures that our fellow racers are posting. Lupe Tortilla came in the clutch this year. Thank you very much, Stan and Sheila Holt. I actually got to finally taste their food this year, and it was amazing. They fed me at Dallas, and then they had there was a stand set up at the race, so I went over there and loaded up again, and that was wonderful. So if you're in the Dallas, Texas area, Austin, Houston, San Antonio, check it out. There's a Tex-Mex specialty in your neighborhood there, and it's called Lupe Tortilla. And it's funny because I'm meeting people around here, or I just was at a family party on Saturday and met one of my wife's uncles who lives down in League City, Texas. And I asked him, I was like, hey, you've ever heard of Lupe Tortilla? And he was like, yeah, it's amazing. And I was like, yeah, that's like my main sponsor on my podcast. So he was thoroughly impressed. Another main sponsor I have is Drag Insights. So go to draginsights.com and get your statistical analysis. All right. app.draginsights.com or just draginsights.com. All you have to do is hit the register button and sign up for a free account. You can check out all your stats. If you want to see all your opponent's stats, you have to get a premium account, and that's $5 a month or $50 for the year. And that is contingency eligible. Also, if you were running Pomona and you went dead on with a 0, I wasn't able to police it there. So if you did it and you think you were the first one to do it in stock or super stock, take a picture of your car with the decals on there and post it on Facebook so Alicia can send you some money. All right. You heard it here. Rob Youngblood, advancedclutches.com. If you want to switch to the stick shift or if you need help with your current setup, hit up Rob Youngblood, advancedclutches.com. He can help you out. He can get you set up, tell you what size clutch you need, if you need an 8-inch, if you need a 10-inch, if you need single disc, dual disc, if you need 6-finger, 3-finger, if you need a lightweight flywheel, aluminum flywheel, steel flywheel, he can hook you up. Don Kennedy Race Car Insurance. Insure those race cars, people. Insure them. 602-284-6240. The policies are written through Haggerty Motorsports, so it is not some cheap, crappy insurance company that's going to leave you hanging, all right? And Don's going to fight for you as well. He is a super stock racer, so he's on our side. Don Kennedy, Race Car Insurance, or hit him up at ondonkennedy@gmail.com. Number 1, donkennedy@gmail.com. PontiacEngines.com, Bruce Fulper, that's rock and roll engineering. Bruce Fulper, founder of that 428 cubic inch engine that, Brad Burton qualified number 1 with in Superstock. So it's a really good combo, and it's thanks to Bruce Fulper getting that horsepower into a more realistic area, I should say. So PontiacEngines.com is his website. CP Carrillo Pistons. I stopped by CP Carrillo the other day while I was in California. Rick Pennington is our guy there. rpennington@cpcarrillo.com is his email address. If you have any questions, tell him Bobby Fazio sent you. Total Seal Piston Rings. That's Lake Speed. He's got a lot of good content out there on the Total Seal YouTube channel. If you want to learn a lot about honing, about ring seal, about coating rings, what have you, Lake Speed is your guy, and he's really good, personable guy too. You can hit him up at lake@totalseal.com. Tell him Bobby Fazio sent you as well. And last but not least, altronicsinc.com. Guys, don't go to the racetrack without a weather station. You need one. You need good equipment there. You need Drag Insights to research your opponent, and you need a good weather station to come up with a good dial-in. All right, so Altronics Inc. has what you need. They're a contingency sponsor, and they have more than just weather stations. They got all kinds of performance electronics. Check them out. EGTs, O2s, red alerts. They got it all. Switch panels, lithium-ion batteries. Check them out. All right, back to the comments, and then we'll get into it. All right, Warren. Good showing for Gary Emmons at Pomona. Good luck to Division 5 guys going to the Hemi Shootout at Belle Rose. So that's always a fun race down there, this open that's this weekend in Belle Rose. And Marlon Wagner, Rick Johnson, Jack Peterson. I'm sure Bucky's down there. The Hells Hemi, Junior Bomb's down there. I'm going to go ahead and assume that Camilla's down there and Jimmy Daniels is down there. So it should be good. And the weather looks phenomenal, by the way. How you doing, Mike Sheehan? How are you, buddy? Thanks for joining us. Just another excuse to drink somebody else's beer. All right. Steve Bruce, what's up? How you doing? Happy Tuesday. Have you heard anything more about the double A stick shootout that Sean Gaffney is putting on for Indy next year? I have not, but I do know that Sean Gaffney is putting up $10,000 to the winner, and that is pretty amazing. Thank you, Sean Gaffney, for doing that. That's going to be at Indy next year, guys. So anybody that's out there, I should be there. Enjoyed the podcast from Pomona. Thank you for watching it. Santa Claus is coming to town. There's Tom Baker. He should dress up as Santa Claus. He's that good of a guy. He's that generous, and he's going a little gray in the beard, so why not? He's just not big enough. Put on some weight, Tom, and dress up for us and start handing out presents. I know you got some nice presents. You got some nice suspension pieces that people are using that Tom's making that are they're going to be good presents under people's Christmas tree. this year. I heard from racers that are doing very well with them. How you doing, Casey Miles? Casey Miles with that Cornwall toolbox, and that was a nice post that he put up there, thanking them for giving out that wonderful gift that he got. He got that at Indy, and that is a very expensive toolbox, and it's a really nice piece. And you know what? Casey did the classy thing. He put a nice post out there, giving them recognition for what they did, and hopefully they'll stick around as an NHRA sponsor. Gary Smith, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Hope you're enjoying Florida. I think you're in Florida, right? Or North Carolina? I know you're not in California anymore. So remind me where you are, Gary. There's Sean Conway. How you doing, buddy? Happy Tuesday. Thanks for joining, man. Appreciate it. Pat Svengros was definitely spying. No, he wasn't spying on me. But I did say hello to him. I put the camera in his face for a minute. He's been working for NHRA for 20 years. He's the Division 7 Tech Director, and he's also the AHFS Judge, Jury, and Executioner. He's going to be putting out the new horsepower factors in a couple weeks, I would imagine, because that's always around Christmas time. Actually, last year it was sooner than that. So that's going to be a whole interesting topic in and of itself. What combos are going to get hit with horsepower this year and which are going to be safe. Greensboro, North Carolina. Thank you very much, Gary. Hello from Greensboro. Excellent. All right, so first we got some birthdays in the house this week. Well, we already said we got Jim Grossi. That's today. Happy birthday, Jim Grossi. Mike Cotton. Mike Cotton was November 12th, 2 days ago. Happy birthday, Mike Cotton. Had to race his wife in second round. Had to race Paula. Donnie Vault, November 13th. Happy birthday, Donnie Vault. And then November 14th, like I said, Rosemary Fazio. My mom, she passed away in 2005. Absolute saint. Only at the young age of 50, which when I was 20, 50 seemed kind of old to me. But now that I'm 40, man, 50 was way too young to go. And we definitely miss her every day. She was such a great person. And you just, we just wish we could talk to her again. And her name is still on the super stock car from when my dad had it lettered up back in the late 80s. And I don't see us taking it off anytime soon. So happy birthday, Ma. She would have been 68 today. 68. All right. So happy birthday up in heaven. I know that's where you are. You got a straight shot there with no detours. All right. A little announcement here because Parker Theobald brought this to my attention in Pomona. He likes to listen to this podcast in the in the shop or what have you while he's working. I don't know. And to do that, you got to be on Facebook or on YouTube, and you can't put your phone in your pocket and shut it down, and still listen to it in podcast fashion. Well, I just found out that you can listen to it in podcast fashion if you want to do that, if that's your thing. YouTube Music. There's an app called YouTube Music, which YouTube also puts their podcasts on. Well, every Tuesday Tell-All episode is a podcast. It goes to the podcast playlist. And I never really knew what they used the podcast playlist for. And I finally just learned today that this whole time, my Tuesday Tell-All is on YouTube Music as a podcast. So you can click on it with your phone, Android or iPhone, what have you, and you can close the phone, put it in your pocket, and it'll still play like a podcast. So if you want to do that, YouTube Music is the app, and at Driver Interviews is all you got to do, and you'll see my podcast on there, and you can add it to one of your favorites, and it'll probably alert you every time I go live as well. So just a little tidbit of information. Thank you, Parker Theobald, for bringing that to my attention. I solved that little problem. Thank you, Tom Maioli. I gave him a light thanks earlier, but I want to thank him again. He gave me a nice he basically treated my wife and I to dinner out in Pomona there, in which I took her to the Pomona Valley Mining Company, which is really cool. Nice view, side of the mountain, excellent food. So thank you, Tom Maioli. We really appreciated that. And thank you for always being a loyal watcher and listener on here. I want to thank the Grossi family, Santi, Darren, and Jim, for taking us in, basically. They fed us. They, gave us drinks when we needed it. Their pit was as close to the staging lanes as one could get, and they let us park our rental car there. So that really helped our weekend out. And like I said, stay tuned for the Jim Grossi interview on that beautiful orange 69 Corvette. That'll be coming out probably next week or so. All right. How about this on Thursday? Did anybody see this in Pomona on Thursday? What a crowd we had. There were a lot of students there. So a lot of schools, I guess NHRA is definitely working with a lot of schools in that area. It was the first time I saw, like, it almost looked like a Friday in the stands. So many people in the stands on Thursday for qualifying. I really, really loved it. There was one minor downfall to that, though. The In-N-Out burger lines were so long. And that was the longest I made it through the whole first part of my trip there, not getting In-N-Out because I knew I was going to get it at the track. And when I went to get it at the track on Thursday, woo, that line was wrapped around the tents, but it was worth the wait. It's so good. They didn't have fries, though. No fries. That was kind of sad, but I asked them why, and they said to have the fry machines. It's just, I guess they're really big, bulky, and it's too hard to do. But the burgers are still amazing. But anyways, was really happy to see a lot of those kids out at the drag strip. And guess what? Even when I was in Grossi's pit, standing next to that beautiful pink Challenger that he's got, Challenger or Barracuda, now I can't even remember, Santi's car. People came up and were asking, they thought it was mine. I wish. And were asking me about it. This car is awesome. All these cars are all awesome because Brother Jim's Corvette was right there too. So I took a great opportunity to talk to them about stock and super stock. The kids love the cars. I'm telling you, there is a market for this car show that we have, and NHRA's got to capitalize on it, and we ourselves got to keep capitalizing on it as well. So it was great to see, because a topic for another time, I posted it on Class Racer today, is how do we make divisionals great again? And it's a thread right now that people are kind of going back and forth on. I'm not going to get into it tonight because I'm going to brainstorm my own ideas, and I want all of you to brainstorm your ideas. That's your homework this week. Yep, I'm a teacher, and I'm giving you guys homework as well. Your homework is to find out ways that we can make divisionals great again, okay? So do that. We're going to have a whole episode dedicated to that. Maybe we'll have a track owner or two call in. Maybe we can even have an NHRA rep call in and explain to us what the deal is and how we can all work together to make that happen, okay? That's your homework, by the way. All right, I'm getting off topic again. But I was happy to see a bunch of kids there. We had a Veterans Day flyover. I missed it. It was on Saturday. So if anybody got to see World War II planes fly over the track, if anybody got video of that, I'd really like to see it. So send it to me, and or share it on Facebook and tag me in it, because I'm sad that I missed it. I wanted to get Fast Eddie the shirt that he asked for. I couldn't find it on Thursday and Friday. I asked Bruce Fulper if he could find one on Saturday. Maybe it was only Saturday they were selling them or giving out the coins. I know Saturday they were giving out the free in and out to the vets, but I wasn't able to get you one, Eddie, and I'm sorry about that. But maybe we'll find one for you somehow. What else? That's enough. That's enough announcements. Let's get into the results. How about this like final countdown here in Superstock, right? You had Brad Burton, Kyle Rizzoli, Wyatt Wagner going at it for this championship at the last race of the season. You couldn't ask for, there's the three heavy hitters right there. And the way that it had to play out was pretty amazing. Brad Burton explained it to me in the video, if you want to watch it, because I basically just went up to him with the microphone and I was like, Brad, what has to happen here? Tell me. And so Brad had to win the race. It's the only way he could improve on his points. It's a great problem to have, right? The only way you can improve on your national event totals is you have to win a race, because your worst finish is a runner-up in your 3 national events. Like, that's just insanity. Okay. You got Kyle Rizzoli, who was just driving lights out all year in stock and super stock. And then you got the young Wyatt Wagner, who's, I don't know, 20 years old or something, 22, if that. The kid's been driving solid all year, but really had to come on strong at the end of the year to make it happen. And boy, did he ever. Okay. So let's get into the results here from the Pomona In-N-Out NHRA finals. We'll start with Stock Eliminator. Qualifying number 1, hashtag the car show, Richie Pauly, C-Stock Automatic, an original 68 Mustang Cobra Jet that he acquired in like 1969 or 70 from somebody who just wanted to get rid of it because it wasn't running right. Right? So I think Richie got it for like a song and a dance, and turned out there was a couple bent push rods in it. He fixed it, and he's been racing it ever since. All right. By the way, I did an interview on Richie Pauly this weekend too, so be on the lookout for that one soon. But Richie Pauly goes 10.34 with an 8 on an 1140 index, going 105.2 under the index with a 428 Cobra Jet Mustang combination, aluminum head combination, I believe. He's running the aluminum head combination. So he went pretty fast with it. And I don't know. It might get hit. It might get hit with horsepower. And if that happens, I don't know how much of the hit it will be. Maybe some racers will go back to iron heads. I guess we'll find out. Time will tell in a couple weeks. But anyways, that was pretty impressive. Congratulations, Richie Pauly. That thing was running good, doing nice big wheelies. I put the camera in it, so we'll be looking forward to that one. In the actual Eliminator now, Stock Eliminator, Clifton Hansen in a 69 Camaro. That's an A stock automatic. Squared off against Leo Glassburner, multi-time national event winner, in a factory stock C 2014 Camaro. Glassburner used to have a 67 Firebird orange. I like that car. I know he wins a lot in this car, but I really like that other car. Leo, can you bring it back out? Anyways, Clifton dials a 1025, and it was a kind of an unclimactic Stock Eliminator final round. Clifton was 066 on the tree and ran a 1085.6. I don't know if he spun. I don't know if he left in second. I don't know if the car was just malfunctioning. But he was way off his dial, and Leo Glassburner was 031 on the tree. He dialed a 942 and coasted to a 958, getting the win. I believe that's like the 6th or 7th national event for Leo Glassburner. I don't have that number in front of me for some reason, but congratulations on yet another Pomona national event win for Leo Glassburner. I know he's got at least a couple there. So congratulations, sir. He actually had Kyle Rizzoli in the first round. I think Kyle Rizzoli went red to him in the first round, and then from there, Leo just kind of made it through eliminations. Third round, he had our friend here, Pete Lanciers, and Pete just had an unfortunate incident there where he gave it back. He gave it back to Leo, and that happens in this sport, man. We all do it. So sorry about that, Pete. And then Leo was on his way to the final round, so he made it happen. Congratulations, Leo Glassburner, yet another win, Stock Eliminator. Unfortunately, I had to leave after first round. So second round, I missed 3 heads-up runs, as well as Mike and Paula Cotton squaring off, right? So Mike versus Paula. I actually interviewed Paula Friday night, and it's in the Stock Eliminator video, so you will see it. It's a little late, but you'll see it. We had a little fun with it before they went out there in the morning. But Paula redlit to Mike. I think she was giving him a gift. I think she felt bad for him and did it on purpose, to be honest with you. But we'll just say, for the sake of integrity, that, she just accidentally went red. That's all. But how about these heads ups in round 2 of Stock Eliminator? We have Brent Calvert versus Gary Emmons. Brent's got a 2018 Cobra Jet. Gary Emmons, 2014 Cobra Jet. They're both supercharged Cobra Jets running in factory stock A. Calvert's 012 on the tree. Gary Emmons 001. It's a 970 index. Calvert goes 865.1 after cutting that 012 light. Gary Emmons goes 867.9 after cutting the 001 light. And Brent Calvert edges him out by about 17 thou, I believe the margin was. So maybe about a foot down there. What a race, though. That's what you love to see in Stock Eliminator. You know what? And I wish it wasn't at 8:30 in the morning. I wish that was about 2:30 in the afternoon for that packed house to watch. I mean, these are the races that need to be in front of the crowd. And we had another one here. Chad Langdon in the 70 CUDA, right, versus Phil Mandela Jr. in the 69 Chevelle. Again, hashtag the car show. Both these cars. This is G-Stock automatic with a 12 flat index. Chad Langdon won a recent heads up out in Las Vegas, right, against C.W. Hoffer. Well, here he's 001 on the tree against Phil Mandela, 001, and runs a 1089.4 on the 12 flat index. So he's 111 under the index. Phil Mandela's 041 on the tree and runs a 1078.6 on the 12 flat index. He's 121 under the index. So my goodness, what a race there. Chad had it on the starting line, but Phil just had the power, man. That thing is getting, I think that's a 396, 3.25 horse Chevelle. That's a 121 under. That's not an automatic trigger anymore, but I don't know what that does to the average. And Chad Langdon, he's had a couple of heads ups this year in that 70 CUDA. That is a 340 I believe, I'm sure Tom Baker would know that, and I should know that because I literally had the camera in Chad Langdon's face this past weekend. 340? I think it's a 340, but not the low compression version. Right or wrong? Now I'm just going off the hinges. Somebody let me know what Chad Langdon runs. I should know that. Then we had another one, F-Stock Automatic with our buddy Pete Lanciers here. Tom O'Laughlin in a 68 Chevelle. Pete's in the 73 Duster. This is F-Stock Automatic. That's an 1185 index. Tom O'Laughlin, 024 on the tree, runs a 1082. He's about 103 under. Pete Lanciers, this is a 73 Duster. Now, this is a 340 low compression motor. Pete runs a 1071 1. He's 035 on the tree and just runs a 1071 1. He's about 114 under the index. I do think the 340 low compressions Dusters, I think they're going to get a hit this year. Let me know if I'm wrong, though. So what an eventful second round of Stock Eliminator, right? And I had to miss it, of course. All right, let's move it into Super Stock where the countdown was happening, right? Actually, before I get into that, let me catch my breath here. I got to let's get to some comments. Do I look relaxed? Because I feel like I'm out of breath right now, but thank you. How you doing, Denise? Appreciate it. Thanks for listening. Ennett Morris, how you doing, Ennett? How are you? Walter Gamble, there he is. There's Walter Gamble. Thanks for joining us, as always. I appreciate it. Randy Logie. Randy was there. I had the camera in his face. You can watch him on my Superstock video, Superstock K Automatic, Dodge Demon. Pete Lanciers just putting the kids in the seat and taking photos with their phones. Big hit. Great job, Pete. That's what I love to see. Thank you for doing that. That's how we spread stock and super stock. That's how we spread the car show. Okay. Not all these kids are interested in rice burners and stuff. They just need to know that we're there. All right. I think they do like classic cars. They just need to know that they're there. Good job, Pete. Keep it up. I encourage all of you to do that. I do it at our races whenever I can, and I hope that you guys will all do the same. Just take the time to talk to people. Mark Sargenti, there he is. Matter of fact, I had people sitting in his car at the national event in the 65 Mustang, the silver one that I'm probably blocking right now. It's behind me, but that's his car that I drive in M-Stock Automatic. Bruce sent. All right. That's the shirt and medal sent. Thank you very much, Bruce. I appreciate it. And we will take care of you. And that's for Fast Eddie out there where we don't know where he is. He hasn't chimed in tonight. So we hope he's safe wherever he is. I ordered an NHRA Veterans t-shirt online. Oh, all right. We could get them online. How about that? Thanks for letting us know that, Scott. So I might get a couple more of them. Walt Walker, Clifton spun. Ah, man. What a bummer, huh? That's no fun. Sorry to hear that. All right, Tom, thank you. So Chad Langdon's got a 383 in the CUDA. Or Chad is running a low compression 340. All right, we don't know. And I am wrong. The averages are safe. Okay, the 340 got, them guys they do a good job. They work together. Chad's late brother John spent years working with the low compression 340. I was a teen, skinny, and brown-haired punk when he had his white Duster. All right. Chad took the baton and ran with it. He did. All right. So Pete, Chad's is a 70, and Pete's is a 73. So is there a low compression No, I don't know. I'm confused. In the 70, there's low compression 340 in the 70 as well. I thought low compression stuff came out like 72, 73 when the smog shit was coming through. But I'm not a Plymouth expert. Let me know. I'm not a Dodge expert, Chrysler expert, whatever you want to call me. So I know Walt Walker could probably figure it out. Somebody let us know what Chad Langdon's running. All right. Anyways, let's get the super stock. Number one qualifier, Brad Burton, GTG Automatic. He's playing the chess game here. Okay, he's got to win the race. He wants to get that first round bye. He goes 923 on a 1040 index in GTG Automatic with his 91 Firebird. It's a 428 Pontiac powered power plant, 117 under. So what Wyatt Wagner does is, all right, I can't qualify number one. Let me qualify number two. Unless he tried to qualify number one here. Maybe he did. But he ended up number two, which in his case, he has to make it to round four. If he can win fourth round, he wins the championship. So in this case, if he wins first round, he'll get a second round bye. Then he's got to win third and fourth round. So that was his best case scenario. That was his strategy. So they qualified back-to-back 1 and 2, which means they wouldn't meet till the final round. which may have worked against Brad. Maybe it would have been better if Brad squared off against Wyatt earlier in the game and tried to take him out himself. But, I mean, it's a lot easier said than done when trying to position yourself on the ladder. Anyways, Wyatt Wagner made it to fourth round. Brad Burton did not win the race. Brad came out firing. He was 003 in that first round in his bye run. He was 0-15 second round against Steve Wan. Third round, he ran into Justin Lamb. He was 0-36 on the tree and ran a 9.46.7 on a 9.48. Justin Lamb was 0-10 on the tree and ran dead on with an 8. Justin Lamb put up an 18 pack to end Brad Burton's championship hopes. Wyatt Wagner. So now Brad Burton, he just needed Wyatt Wagner to lose in the third round. Wyatt Wagner came out firing. First round against Kevin Motter, he's 0-10 on the tree, so he got his second round bye. He didn't even make the run. And I thought that was a little I thought that was a little questionable because that was the first run Saturday morning, and I would have thought he needed that data to have a dial-in for third round later that afternoon. Turns out I was wrong because he dialed a 9.57 against Terry Emmons, and he threw up an 11 pack. He went dead on with a 1 and had a 10 light. So he makes it the fourth round against Troy Olszanowski, who's been hotter than a firecracker right now, doing the spot drop in the 66 Malibu wagon, right? 283 powered. Well, Wyatt Wagner, again, 021 on the tree, dials a 958, runs a 961. He's 3 over, and Olszanowski doing the spot drop gave him a little room down there. So Wyatt Wagner won fourth round, won the championship, made it to fifth round against Gary Emmons, and again, 007 on the tree, breaks out by 1 foul. The kid was just killer on the tree all weekend. Squares off against Kyle Rizzoli, who also had championship hopes still alive coming into this race. Wyatt Wagner versus Kyle Rizzoli in the final round, and it's kind of a final round that you know is usually worth the price of admission. But again, a very unclimactic final round. Kyle Rizzoli driving a GTC automatic 2008 Cobalt owned by Tommy Gaynor. That's got the 2015 LS3 motor in it. Rizzoli either had problem, either broke coming out of the burnout, or just pulled the old, bring it up to the line and see if Wagner will go red or break out. Because Rizzoli did, when I watched the NHRA TV, he did a good burnout. Okay, he didn't shortchange the burnout if something was hurt. I guess either that was part of the acting job or he didn't break anything until the burnout, right? So Wyatt Wagner dialed 961. For anybody that's unaware, Wyatt Wagner has a 1968 show-worthy, showstopper orange Camaro, 350 powered, and we already said Rizzoli's running GTC automatic. Wagner might have known Rizzoli had some issues. That might have been word on the street. Wagner, I think his dad has the headpiece, and they talk to each other while racing. So his dad might have said, "Yo, something doesn't sound right with Rizzoli's car," or I heard in the lanes that Rizzoli might have. Who knows? So Wagner cuts his worst light of the weekend, 041. He dialed a 961, coasted to a 969. Rizzoli took the tree and didn't move. The green light came on, and Rizzoli just sat there. I think he put it in reverse and drove back to the pits. So good attempt there, Kyle Rizzoli and Wyatt Wagner. I mean, just putting the freaking the icing on the cake here. I mean, just in case there were any doubters, I don't know. The kid goes out, wins the championship, and then just for the hell of it, wins the freaking national event, wins the race. I mean, you just puts up 743 total points, and man, convincing fashion, convincing to say the least. All right, 70 is a high compression with an AVS. All right, so that's what I thought. I didn't think low compression stuff came out till 72 or 73. Chad 70 CUDA is a high compression 340 with an AVS carburetor. Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Randy. 72 and later are low compression. All right, that's what I thought. Rizzoli broke a rocker. Thank you, Randy Logie, for that. Rizzoli broke a rocker arm. That's what I heard. I just wanted to know if he broke it in the burnout box or if it was broken after the previous round and he just kind of limped it up there. Gary Weiscarver built the Wagner car. Congratulations. That is a beautiful car. It's cool to see a 69 Camaro win Stock Eliminator Championship, 68 Camaro win in Super Stock. 2 Gen 1 Camaros. I mean, it's the Camaro. It's not my favorite car in the world, but it's the most popular muscle car of all time. It's a cool car, and it's a hashtag the car show. So hashtag the car show ruled the year in stock and super stock in 2023. So way to go. I'm happy to see it. What's going on, Bobby? Tuning in late again. Forgive me. I've been getting some big updates about some announcements that are going to be made at PRI FX. All right. I can't wait to be at PRI, and I hope to see you there, Darren. Just covering results and covering the In-N-Out finals, and wishing I had an In-N-Out burger in my hands right now. That's all. All right. Here's one more tidbit of information here. Now, if you watched that Superstock video I put up, you might have noticed John Dorlay's beautiful show-stopping coronet, or I don't even remember what it is now. Belvedere? It was a Belvedere. Got a Hemi in it. So we'll go with 65 Belvedere. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. 4-speed car. Engine built by Jason Lyon. It's a stocker running super stock because he didn't have enough grade points to get in stock, right? Watch the video and see what happened. It'll hurt your soul, okay? Beautiful car. Painful to watch, all right? Woof. Anyways, here's the issue. Here was something I overheard while I was in Pomona before I was getting ready to catch my flight. After you see what happens in that video, Dorlay doesn't, I think he gets towed back. I don't know if he drives back, but I don't think he scaled, and I don't think he fuel checked if they were doing fuel check down there. He's on the sheet though. He was on the qualifying sheet. After they had already run first round, and I think late Friday night before I was about to leave, there was rumor that was an error. That might have been an error, and we might have to rerun super stock. That's what I heard. And I was like, wow, that would be like unbelievable. 64 Savoy. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Walt. So now I just played with a ladder here real quick, and they didn't end up rerunning that round of super stock. Okay. And I think that would have caused a commotion like you wouldn't believe, right? For everybody to have to rerun first round of super stock because of that kind of error. I'm glad, you know what? If that's an error and he wasn't supposed to be on there, you know what? You just got to swallow that one, maybe put out an apology, maybe just pretend it didn't even happen. I don't know. But rerunning that round, I think, just would have caused a lot of havoc. However, there were 53 cars on the final qualifying sheet, with Dorlay being number 52. There was also Juan Mendoza, who has a super stock Corvette. He hit the wall. Now, I don't know if he scaled or fuel checked. But he hit the wall in a qualifying where he scraped it. He didn't hit it that hard. He was able to drive it under its own power. So I don't know do you get a no time for that because you hit the wall? Does that disqualify the run completely? But you still fuel check, and just go to the bottom of the sheet? I don't know. But he was on there. He was number 53. Dorlay was 52. If I take Dorlay out and move Mendoza up to 52, just listen to what happens on this ladder here. So Brad Burton now loses his first round bye, and he would have Chuck Rayburn in the first round. Then he would have the winner of Rich Aarons and Jody Lang in the second round. Then he would have had a third round bye. So let's say, if he gets past those 2 rounds, he has a third round bye. Then he gets the fourth round, and I really don't know who he has there. But what I do know is he wouldn't have Justin Lamb there, because Wyatt Wagner now would still have Kevin Motter in the first round, would have the winner of Randy Logie and Steve Wan in the second round. And for all intents and purposes, we'll say he would have had Justin Lamb in the third round because Justin Lamb made it to the third round. We'll just say that he makes it to the third round there. So Wagner would have ran into Justin Lamb in the third round, which, again, is another one of those worth the price of admission races. And that may have, the way Wyatt Wagner is driving right now, I don't know what that could have done. It might have changed the whole dynamic of this. And Kyle Rizzoli is still in the bottom left quadrant of the ladder. He still has Santi Grossi first round. Brozer and Brock Brodus second round in there. And then it's, I think, who made it to the third round? I think Mike Cotton or something like that. And then I don't really know where it would go from there. So it's just interesting to see, for anybody that's like new to this and doesn't understand the ladders very well, you just take that one person out down there at the bottom like that, and it changes the whole game here. Where who knows what could have happened, right? It would have been definitely interesting. So just wanted to throw that out there. It was just an observation I made. Scott Cat, there's rumors floating around that it might be going to Roy Hill's operation. Only rumors that it may be announced at PRI. All right, hold on. A couple comments behind. Never trust a Ford guy for Mopar info, right? Same here. I saw online that Chris Holbrook sold his FX Mustang. I saw that too. I couldn't believe it. What the heck? Why did he do that? That's such a cool car. And I did a nice feature interview on that. So I don't know. We got to find out what's going on there. Anyways, a couple more announcements here. I'm out of breath again. This weekend, we got the Belrose National Open. The weather looks to be phenomenal. 74 on Thursday, I think. 74 on Friday. 71 on Saturday. No rain in that forecast. The barometer is probably going to be 30. It's probably going to be amazing, amazing fast. And they're going to have a Hemi shootout there. So that looks really cool. The NHRA divisional schedules and the national event schedule is up on NHRAracer.com. So be sure to check that out. You can start planning your schedule for next year. That master schedule will be loaded into Drag Insights as well on the homepage. So if you don't feel like sifting through NHRA's websites, you can just go to Drag Insights homepage and just look on the calendar and you can see all the racers. It's color coded. You know, national events are one color, divisionals are this color, opens are that color, and you get the hang of it. I do want to show you this here because I'm a little confused about it. I don't know if it's a typo or not. Let me just get the banners out of the way for a second. This is the class schedule next year at the national events. Okay. Stock and super stock will be at every single national event. Comp is not going to be at all the national events. I never took notice to that. I never noticed that comp wasn't at. Is this something new, or did this happen this year and I just didn't even notice it, that comp wasn't at 4 events? Super comp is at all the events. Super gas is at all the events. Super street is not at all the events, and they're not at Gainesville this year. Top dragster is at most of the events. Top sportsman's at most of the events. Pro mod is at a handful of the events, which they definitely draw crowds, but us class racers, we always want to race before pro mod, right? Always race before pro mod, if you get what I'm saying. Top Fuel Motorcycle, they're at a couple. Mountain Motor Pro Stock, don't ask, I don't know. And Factory X is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 races on the schedule for next year. What I don't see is Factory Stock Showdown. Why are they not on here? Is there something going on there, or is that just a typo? Because I do think that would cause a stir. I don't think it gets the draw that they're kind of hoping for, being that they're the new cars. They're the ones that you win on Sunday, sell on Monday. But I'm just saying, from my point of view, when I post videos of those cars, they don't get the views that my stock and super stock videos get. So just always thought that was a little strange. Pro stock will be at every event. I don't think I mentioned that. Pro stock will be at every national event this year. They haven't been for a couple years now. So it's nice to see Virginia is back on the schedule. I don't think that's on this schedule, but Virginia Motorsports Park is having a national event again, which is wonderful because that is probably the second closest national event to me. Maple Grove being the first closest national event to me. I am looking forward to driving some cars in some national events. I've gotten a couple invitations for next year that I'm really looking forward to. So what a goal of mine would be next year is to just participate somehow in one event from every division next year, whether it be a national or a divisional. I would like to run a Division 6 event next year, a Division 7 event, a Division 5 event. Brainerd, I don't know. But I would love to make that happen somehow next year. It would be really cool. Anyways, Factory Stock Showdown. I don't see them, and I'm a little curious as to why. So if anybody knows anything, let me know. All right. Darren Grossi's joining. Better late than never. How you doing, Darren? Thanks for joining us. Thanks for everything this weekend. Factory X is going to be a hot class in 2024. I hope there's more cars. I hope there's more of them being built, or maybe people are turning their Factory Showdown cars into Factory X cars. I don't know how difficult that is. I think it's going to be a lot more difficult than you think, but we'll see what happens. What's the latest rumors on the TBD Nationals? One of them is right before, the parts 2 and 3 of the Western Swing. One of them has to replace Denver. So I got to think it's got to be somewhat close out there to the West Coast. So we'll see what happens, unless it's going to be that Flying H drag strip in outside of Missouri, Kansas City. That could be it. I've been told that they've been doing some serious R&D work on the clutches for those cars right in North Carolina. Big advancements in clutch technology, a lot of trick stuff in FX. All right. That's what I'm hoping. TBD will be in Virginia and Kansas. Factory Stock is working on a 10-race schedule. All right. Thank you, Walt Walker. That's why we have him here. We're going to put him on payroll as soon as we start making money off of this. All right. What else? Like I said, we want to make divisionals great again. We're not going to get into that now. We're going to wrap this up now. I've had enough. My throat's had enough, and I want to do some more brainstorming. I did have another long talk. My wife and I had a long talk with Kyle Rizzoli, again, out in Pomona. And as usual, he's very, it's educational when you talk to him and you see and hear some of the decisions, why they make the decisions that they make, some of the complaints that he has, some of the concerns, I should say, not complaints. And some of the concerns that I have, just looking at that schedule right there, the divisional schedule, the national event schedule, I guess it's harder to schedule than you think it is, but some of these races, again, we got divisionals over nationals that aren't that far away. We're racing Mother's Day weekend at Cecil County Dragway, a divisional. We never race on Mother's Day weekend. How am I going to explain that? I hope the wife's not watching this episode anymore. I hope she clocked out. But, it's just certain things. 4th of July, weekend up in Lebanon Valley. Like, why? Come on. All right. Anyways, just a couple concerns that I guess I had. PRI, December 7th to the 9th. Hope to see everybody there. Can't wait to go. And be on the lookout for some interviews coming up. I got Jim Grossi. I got Richie Pauly. I got Randy Lynn Butner. She was gracious enough to do an interview as well. And we put the camera in her car. And it's a really cool video because she's chasing John Irving in the wagon, end stock automatic. So it's a pretty cool video, a nice chase, and looking forward to cutting that interview up. I still have my own interview of me, Mark Sargenti, and my wife. It's like a three, this person's asking this questions, and then she's asking me questions. I'm asking Mark questions. We're kind of shooting the questions all around. I got to edit that one. That'll be a nice interview to put out in the off season as well. And then I'm going to do an interview on my own Mustang 5.0, and maybe I'll do an interview on my own Superstock Mustang, and maybe I'll do an interview on my own 67 Mustang 390 that I'm driving now, because I don't have anybody to interview in the off season. So, and there's no cars going down track, and I don't really have any in-car camera footage in December and January. So we'll see what happens there. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Now the viewer tick just came up immensely, and we're clocking out now. So catch it, rewind it if you guys just tuned in. I appreciate it. All right. Big announcements will be made at PRI this year. Y'all don't want to miss it if you are there. I'm looking forward to being there, and I hope I can get on the stage again and promote stock and super stock drag racing like they have let me the last 2 years. If not, I'm going to force my way onto that stage. No, I'm just kidding. They've been pretty cool about letting me talk there the last couple of years. Scott Cat, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. For some reason, YouTube stopped recommended I had to go look you up. What? How dare they do that? That's messed up. I guess the viewership just ticked up like 35 viewers out of nowhere. So we were at like 42 viewers that whole time, which is kind of light. And now we're at 72. So I don't know. I guess YouTube really boned me on that one. Thanks, YouTube. Happy holidays, Pete Lancier. Happy Thanksgiving for everybody that I want. Well, you know what? We're going to have another episode before Thanksgiving. So stay tuned. Suspension Tech this winter special. All right, Tom Baker. Make sure you let us know so we can share it up for you. And Walt Walker, thank you for saying what I keep forgetting to say. Like and subscribe, guys. I appreciate it. And be sure to like and subscribe to Walt Walker's Facebook page. He runs the Stock Super Stock Facebook page that posts all the videos and posts all the cool pictures. It's like the king of stock and super stock pages on Facebook. So make sure you get on there. Good night. Happy Thanksgiving break to you and your family. Same to you as well. How many more tell-alls this year? I don't know how many more weeks are left in the year. I try not to miss one. I don't care what it is. What day? It's a Tuesday. It gets a tell-all unless something significant is happening. Even if I'm traveling, I try to at least go live like I did from the hotel room last year. So we got a couple more, Bruce. Don't worry. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. And if you just joined us, you got to rewind and watch the whole episode. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and